very warm welcome to the 14th edition of the Emirates Airline Festival of Literature. We have a super treat for you all today. We have Rob, who'll be talking about his book, Dog Gone. Now, dog owners amongst you will sometimes have lost your dog, but what does the dog think about it? This is Edward's story. Please welcome Rob to the stage.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to be here today. Oh, hello. Can you speak? Say hello. Hey, it works. It works. So my name is Rob. I'm a children's author and an illustrator. You see, I'm greedy. I like to write the words, and I like to draw the pictures too. And I've come to see you all the way from London. So it's lovely to be here in Dubai. We're in Dubai, right? I'm in the right place. I've come to the right place. That is good to hear. Right. Hands up who knows what Dubai is famous for. Anybody know? Burj Khalifa. No, that's not what I'm thinking of. No. Anybody else? Okay, young lady here. The Burj Khalifa is the biggest, tallest building in the world. No, that's not what I'm thinking of. What about you? Pearl diving. No. Anybody else? Young man in the red t-shirt? The desert. No. Okay, one more guess. One more guess from this chap here. Expo 2020! No. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you. I can't believe you haven't said this already, actually. It's quite strange, because I'm sure you all know this. But Dubai is famous for aliens. You knew this, right? You know this. There are more aliens in Dubai. Woo! Woo! There are more aliens in Dubai than anywhere else on the planet. You knew that, right? You knew that? Oh yeah, some of you are nodding. If you didn't know that, there is a very good reason. Aliens are masters of disguise. There are two things they like to disguise themselves as. The first one is obvious. Teachers. Yeah? Everyone knows that. Aliens love to disguise themselves as teachers. The second one, the second thing, not quite so obvious. Parents. They are amazing at disguising themselves as parents. But you know what? There's a very easy way to tell if a parent is an alien. You just ask them. You say to them, "Excuse me, Mum or Dad, are you an alien?" If they say no, that means they are an alien. Shall we conduct a little experiment? See if we have some aliens with us today. Excuse me, sir. I was just wondering, are you an alien? He said no. We have an alien in the second row, everybody. So listen, I need you guys to help me out, okay? I need you to pay attention. If you spot an alien, if you spot one of these guys on my screen behind me, I need you to warn me. I need you to shout "alien" as loud as you can, okay? We're going to have a practice after 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So keep an eye out, okay? Right. This is what we're going to do today. If it's all right with you, I'm going to read you a couple of stories. We're going to have a little warm-up story first in a second. And then a bit later, hopefully, we're going to give you all a piece of paper and a pencil, and we're going to do a bit of drawing together. Does that sound like a good plan? And in between that, I might tell you a little bit about how I became an author, okay? But as I said, we are going to start with a very short story about a very, 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 very long doggy. Does anyone know what kind of dog that was? Sausage dog. Very good. And this is a story called Odd Dog Out. Are you all ready for the story? What, you saw an alien on my screen? What, there's one there right now? Are you sure you're not imagining it? It's because I've been talking about aliens. You're all starting to imagine that you're seeing aliens. You're not playing a trick on me, are you? No, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. Okay, let's have our first story, shall we? Odd Dog Out. Here we go. For busy dogs, a busy day of busy work and busy play. Swimmer, sailor, soldier, scout, They all blend in. No dog stands out. But wait, look closer. Can you see one dog behaving differently? Someone on this busy street is dancing to a different beat. When they fly high, this dog flies low. When they say kick, this dog says throw. Oh, it's very sad. Cue violin. But this small dog does not fit in. It's true, she sniffs. I've tried my best, but I'm not made like all the rest. And that's why I've made up my mind to leave this town, my home, behind. On her own and out of place, she sighs a sigh and packs her case. Through winter, springtime, summer, fall, from ocean deep to mountain tall, she walks till she can walk no more. Is this the place she's looking for? Well, bless my bow wow. Can it be 100 others just like me? I play guitar, I ride a bike, I fit right in. We're all alike. But wait, look closer. Can you see one dog behaving differently? Somebody this afternoon is whistling a different tune. Here's something she knows all about. A classic case of odd dog out. Poor thing, she says. I feel for you. I once was an outsider too. Oh, not at all. You've got it wrong. I really feel like I belong. I love to stand out from the crowd. And so should you. Stand tall. Be proud. Her tummy flips. Her belly flops as finally the penny drops. That dog is right. It's plain to see. There's nothing wrong with being me. Her little tail begins to wag. She smiles a smile and grabs her bag. Oh, I'm sorry, but I have to fly. Good luck, my friend. They wave goodbye. From night and moon to light and sun, her journey home has just begun. For busy dogs, a busy day. But look who's back. Hip, hip, hooray. They cheer, they clap, they whoop, they shout. We've really missed our odd dog out. You've made us all appreciate that being different is really great. It's true. Look closer. Can you see more dogs behaving differently? Each one a doggy superstar. So blaze a trail. Be who you are. And there we go. That is the end. Oh, thank you. You are too kind. That's very, very nice of you. Thank you so much. You saw another one? No way. What is behind me? Sneaking up on me. No, there's not one there. I'm glad this clicker works so nicely. It's very good. It doesn't always happen. Okay, good work. I've yet to see an alien, but keep on warning me just in case one turns up. Right. So that story, Odd Dog Out, was all about how it's good to be yourself, how you should be yourself. You shouldn't follow the crowd. Be who you are. So speaking of being yourself, is there anybody here who knows what they want to be when they grow up? I am talking to the parents too. Yeah, by the way. Okay, let's see. Young man. Oh, a dentist. We have a dentist back there. Very good. What about you? You just want to work in an office. Maybe you will get your wish. Who knows? Down the front here. An artist. You're my favorite. Okay, what about you? An astronaut. You want to go up into space. That's a lovely thing. Yes, young lady here. A teacher, the best job in the world. And just behind you? A scientist. Okay, hands down. Well, when I was young, when I was a little boy, here I am. I'm about 5 or 6 in this picture here. There were 2 things that I wanted to be. One was a footballer. My uncle was a footballer. I wanted to be like my uncle, play for my favorite team. But the other thing that I wanted to be is something called an illustrator. Does anyone know what an illustrator is? A person who draws for a book. It's not just a book, actually. A person who draws pictures for anything for a living is an illustrator. Now, the reason that I wanted to be an illustrator is because of this drawing here. Now, I did this drawing when I was about 4 years old, when I was at reception at school. The reason I did this particular drawing, which is some children dancing around a maypole on a sunny day, is because at my school, we had a summer fair. Just before the summer fair, they said, right, we're going to have a drawing competition. Everyone in the whole school can enter. You just have to draw a picture of something to do with the summer fair. So I drew this picture, entered it into the competition, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a little letter P right up there in the top left-hand corner that somebody has written. Now that P stands for prize, because I was very lucky and I won first prize in the drawing competition in the whole school. And I can remember the day that my head teacher came into the classroom and they said, right, which one of you is Robert? And I sort of put my hand up and I stood up and I shuffled to the front of the class. I thought I was in trouble. I thought I'd done something wrong, to be honest. And he said, congratulations, you've won first prize in the drawing competition. Brilliant, I thought. What's my prize going to be? It's probably going to be like a new bike, isn't it? Or maybe a Nintendo Switch or an alien. Do you know what? It was neither of those things. It wasn't an alien either. Do you know what my prize was? My prize was a pencil. A pencil! I know, it doesn't sound very exciting, does it? But do you know what? I treasured that pencil. I loved that pencil. Because that pencil stood for something. It stood for the fact that somebody thought that I was good at drawing. And I don't think anyone had ever said that to me before. So what happened was, because somebody told me that I was good at drawing, as I got older and even more stylish, do you think I look pretty cool in this picture? Pretty cool. I don't know why you're laughing. Pretty cool. As I got older and even more stylish, I carried on drawing. Somebody told me thought I was good at it, so I carried on doing it. One of my favorite things to do is to take my favorite stories that my parents and my teachers would read for me, and I would write my own stories for those characters. And I would draw the pictures, I'd fold the pages over, I'd staple them down one side and make them into little books and hand them out to my friends and my family. I spent a lot of time making my own comics, which is a really, really fun thing to do if you like writing and if you like drawing. You invent all your own characters and you write little stories for them, you do the voice bubbles. I even used to do all the puzzle pages, that sort of thing. And again, I would hand them out to my friends at school. I'd get my dad to photocopy them, hand them out to my friends at school. Another thing I used to do a lot of is copying my favorite cartoon characters. Now, some people think that copying is cheating. And it might be cheating if you're doing a maths test or something, but when it comes to drawing, I actually think copying is a really, really useful way of getting better at drawing yourself, because you get to see how other artists put their characters together. And when you're making your own characters, you can use that kind of influence to kind of help you put your own characters together. So it's a really super fun way of drawing. No. Oh. See what I mean? See what I mean? All right. I did see that one. Okay, I did see that one. So I know you're not tricking me. Yeah, there he is. 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 Okay, okay. Just checking that it's all working from your point of view. So there we go. Yes, so I was drawing so much by this point that I was getting really quite good at things like, going slow when you get to the edges, when you're colouring in. I think I did this drawing when I was 9 or 10 years old. So I was drawing so much by then that I was getting really, really quite good at it. So much so that my teachers started to say to me, do you know what? Maybe when you grow up, you should think about trying to become an illustrator. And if you want to do that, you need to go to a place called art college. What's art college? I said. Well, they said, it's just like school, except you get to draw pictures all the time, all day long. And I thought, well, that sounds really, really brilliant. So as I got bigger and bigger and bigger, I kept on practicing, kept on drawing. By the time I turned 18, off I went to art college, where I spent 4 years painting fruit. That's what I did. You name a fruit, I did a painting of it, I promise you. Then when it came to the time that I had to leave art college and find a job, could not find a job as an apple painter anywhere. So I ended up going to work for lots of very famous newspapers and magazines in the UK and London. And I was the designer, I was the art director, so I used to do all the layout of the pages. And do you know what? It was a nice job, but I always remembered those days when I used to make up my own characters, my own comics, my own sort of children's books. And I used to think, oh, that would have been a nice job to do. Then something happened to me that changed everything. I had children. These are my 3 daughters. The little one is Poppy, the middle one is Kitty, the big one is Ella. Can you see this cat? Can you see my cat that's snuck into the bottom of the picture? Yeah, you can see my cat. There are 2 things you need to know about my cat. 1, she is perfectly round. Okay? She's like a perfectly round ball of cat. The second thing you need to know about my cat, she's got a really embarrassing name. Really embarrassing. You know, I don't know if I can tell you. All right, if I tell you, you're not going to laugh, are you? You wouldn't laugh. You wouldn't laugh at my cat's name. All right, in that case, I will tell you. Are you ready for this? My cat, perfectly round ball of cat, is called Catface. Catface. I know, it's silly, isn't it? But the thing is, she's one of those cats, we didn't go and get her in the pet shop. She just turned up in our garden one day and we would say, oh, look, Catface is back again. Before we knew it, she'd moved in with us. And now she lives with us. Catface Biddulph is her proper name and everything. Do you know what, though? It's not even the most embarrassing pet name in my family. Because my brother, that's not my brother. I should just point this out. My brother has a little dog, okay? When they got this dog, a few years ago now, they thought it would be a good idea to let their daughter choose the name for this dog. Now, their daughter was 2 years old at the time, and they said, right, whatever you say this dog's name is, that's what her name is going to be. We promise. Oh dear, that was a mistake. If you thought Catface was a silly name, wait till you hear this, and I promise you, this is 100% true. This little dog, believe it or not, is called Toothpaste. Toothpaste, the dog. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is for my brother when he's standing in the park in the middle of London? Toothpaste, come here. How embarrassing. It's even more embarrassing when we have to look after the dog and I have to do it. So there we go, Toothpaste and Catface. I should probably write a book about Toothpaste and Catface, shouldn't I? That's an open goal there. I should do that. So where was I? Yes, everything changed when I had children. The reason, would you like to see my dog? I forgot about this. This is my dog, Ringo. Oh, I'm really missing Ringo. As I said, I've got 3 daughters, but I'm really missing Ringo. Where is he? He couldn't come. He would have loved to have come here, but the 6-hour flight kind of put the mockers on that one, I'm afraid. But there's Ringo. I like to put that in just to make myself feel better when I'm up on the stage. Yes, everything changed when I had children. The reason everything changed is because we started buying lots of stories to read to them at bedtime. You might have seen some of these books. Anyone ever read that one? The Gruffalo. There might be some here that you recognize, Where the Wild Things Are, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, of course. These were some of our favorites. Oh, I love the Grinch. What else do we have here? We have Mr. Tiger is a really good one. Goodnight Moon, lovely bedtime story. Oh, that was my favorite when I was a little boy. And I wonder if any of you have read this next one, The Tiger Who Came to Tea. That's a really, really good one. It's a really good one, The Tiger Who Came to Tea. So I would read all these books to my girls at bedtime, and again I would think, this looks like a really nice thing to do. Then I thought, hang on, I'm quite good at drawing, and I think I might be able to write a story and draw the pictures to go with it. So I thought to myself, do you know what, I'm just going to have a go. You never know, do you? Until you try, you don't know what you can do. So I thought, I'm going to have a go at writing a story, drawing the pictures to go with it, and let's see what happens. So I thought, remember earlier I said if you want to get good at something, you need to kind of practice. I did all that drawing, and that made me better and better at drawing. Drawing's like playing the piano. The more practice that you do, the better you get at it. So I thought, right, I need to practice doing some drawings of things that children might like to read a book about. So I went away with my pens and my pencils, and I started drawing. I drew a pirate ship. I drew dinosaurs. Children like books about dinosaurs, right? Practice drawing some dinosaurs. Then I thought, well, what about like a sort of space scene with aliens and rocket ships? Before you shout alien, it's the wrong type of alien. The alien that we need is the one with... It worked that time. I'm nervous now every time I turn around. Let's try it again. Oh, yes. Then I thought, oh, do you know what? I need to practice drawing some pictures of children, like you guys. So here we go, a page full of girls, a page full of boys. And then I thought, there's always loads of animals in children's picture books, isn't there? So I need to practice drawing animals. So here we go. We have lions and tigers and zebras and alligators and penguins. We have meerkats, peacocks, whales, hippopotamuses, giraffes, all sorts of things. So I did all these drawings. I printed them out on great big pieces of paper. I took those pieces of paper. I put those pieces of paper into a folder. I put that folder under my arm, and I got on the train, and I took the train right into the center of London in England, where I live, which is where all the publishers work. Now, publishers are people that make the books. So I went into their offices. I put all of my drawings out on a big table. I said, right, what do you think? Am I good enough to make a children's book? And they said, actually, we really like your drawings. And when they got to this page in particular, there was one group of animals that they liked more than any other. Hands up if you want to have a guess which of the animals on this page were the ones that they liked. Batman. Batman t-shirt. The what? Sorry, the whale? No, not the whale. Yes, you back there? The cheetah. Nope. Down the front, my friend here. Not the meerkats. Pardon? The hippopotamus? No, not the hippopotamus. Not many left now. Let's come over here. Yes, young lady. The penguins? The pony. Oh, no, not the pony. I might have given you a bit of a clue there. What do you think? The penguins! We got there in the end. It was the penguins. 2 or 3 of the publishers, the people that make the books, they said to me, we really love your penguin characters. Can you think up a story for them? So I thought, right, penguin is a kind of bird, right? Penguin's a kind of bird, isn't it? But what's different about penguins to most other types of bird? They live in the South Pole, actually, but they can't fly. That's right, penguins can't fly. So I thought, right, I'm going to write a story about a penguin who does fly. How can I get a penguin up into the sky? I know. What if he goes out flying a kite on a very windy day, and he ends up getting blown away? So I wrote this story, all about this penguin. It's called Penguin Blue. Goes out with his kite, windy day, gets blown away. His friends grab onto his feet, but they all end up getting blown away across the sea, and they end up in a place where penguins aren't usually found. They end up on a jungle island where it's far too hot if you're a penguin, so they have to think of a clever way of getting back home again. So I went to the publishers with this story, with my drawings. What do you think? They said, we love it. We're going to turn it into a book. And pretty soon I started seeing my book in bookshops and on the shelves of libraries and in schools, not only in the UK, but all across the world. And do you know what? Even to this day, whenever I see my book in a bookshop, I sort of have to pinch myself to make sure that I'm not dreaming. Because for me, to be a children's author and an illustrator really is a dream come true. But the best thing about it was they asked me to write more stories. So that's what I did. I went away. I wrote stories about bears and sausage dogs and pirate penguins and dinosaurs and imaginary friends, all sorts of things. And it really was super fun. Yeah, I know, there's an alien up there in that spaceship. Is that the one you're talking about? This one up here? No. What, there's an alien there? Are you sure? This is so good. Sometimes I even draw the pictures for other authors' books too. Has anyone heard of Flat Stanley? Flat Stanley is very famous. I do all the drawings for Flat Stanley. And I wonder if anybody knows the name Michael Bond. Michael Bond's very famous for writing stories about another character. Does anybody know? Paddington. Paddington Bear. The Paddington Bear books and also the films. Michael Bond wrote those stories. And he also wrote about this lion here called Parsley the Lion, and I was very lucky to be asked to do the illustrations for Parsley the Lion. So that's a super fun thing. I've also written, should I tell you about those? I'll tell you about those. Another thing, right, okay. Us illustrators, we do all sorts of different things. And one of the things that I've done a lot of is little drawings on Post-it notes. Now, the reason I've done lots of little drawings on Post-it notes, sounds weird, doesn't it? But the reason I did it is because my youngest daughter, when she first started at school, she was very nervous about staying for lunch at school, okay? She was used to being at home, maybe going to nursery in the mornings, but she would always come home for lunch. Oh, so hang on, we'll come back to that in a second. And so somebody had the idea, if I drew a little picture on a Post-it note and hid it in her lunchbox, that might cheer her up at lunchtime and sort of make her feel less kind of homesick. So I thought, right, I'm going to do this. So I did a little drawing the first day she was at school. She got home and she said, oh, I love the drawing, Daddy. Are you going to do me another one tomorrow? And I was like, oh, all right then. Maybe I'll do them this week, okay? Did another one the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. And I ended up doing one every single day that she was at primary school. So we ended up doing about 2,000 or something of these Post-it notes every single day. But it's a super fun thing to do because, again, drawing is a muscle that you need to exercise. So for me, doing this every day was actually really, really good practice to keep my kind of hand in and keep my skills kind of at the top level. This was the most difficult thing was thinking about what I should draw every day. So I asked my middle daughter to come up with her top 100 characters of all time. And I did those. What do you think number one's going to be? I've got Harry Potter, Scooby-Doo, R2-D2, Mickey Mouse, SpongeBob, Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, number one. So there we go, another thing I do with the drawing. And then the last book that I wanted to tell you about is my very first chapter book that I've written. And it's all about this girl here whose name is Peanut Jones. You see, I like unusual names, as you will have heard from Catface and Toothpaste. This girl's called Peanut. She's got a best friend called Rockwell. She's got a little sister whose name is Little Bit. I told you I like silly names. And this story is called Peanut Jones and the Illustrated City. And I'm super proud of it. There it is. And I'm going to play you a little trailer. It's just a little minute-long trailer. Let's see if this works. Here. It's all about a girl who finds a magic pencil. Whatever she draws with that pencil becomes real. The eagle-eyed amongst you might have spotted some Post-it note drawings. You see, lots of people say, where do you get your ideas from? The answer is, with me anyway, the answer is things that happen in your life you write stories about. So I took that Post-it note thing and I wrote a story about it. The reason I wanted to tell you all of this stuff is hopefully you can see that there is pretty much a straight line from when I did that drawing when I was 4 or 5 years old to me becoming an author. Well, actually, maybe it's not a straight line. There were a few ups and downs along the way. But the important thing was I didn't give up. I kept on practicing. And I kept on working hard to achieve my dream. So my message to all of you today is, whatever it is that you want to be when you grow up, you can do it. Whether it's a paleontologist or a ballerina or a scientist or whatever it is you want to do, work hard, don't give up. There's no reason why you can't do it. Okay? Right. I missed it. I missed it again. I keep on missing it. Oh, usually somebody shouts alien at that point, but you didn't. You're all too clever for me. Draw with Rob. Does anyone know what Draw with Rob is? Has anyone been doing some drawing with me? So you've been drawing along with me. Okay. For those that don't know what Draw with Rob is, it's something that I started right at the beginning of lockdown. I realized lots of children were going to be stuck at home, not being able to go to school, and they're going to be looking for things to do. I was actually thinking about parents, if I'm totally honest. I was thinking parents are going to need things for their children to do. I've got 3 daughters, and I know what it's like. So I thought, right, what I can do, I can show the children how to draw some of my characters. That's what I do when I'm out on stage, on tour anyway, so I know how to do it. Just film myself drawing a few of my characters, put them up online a couple of times a week. It might keep the children busy for a couple of hours every day. So I had the idea on the Sunday night. I recorded the first video on the Monday. I put it up on YouTube on the Tuesday. And then on the Wednesday, I was on the BBC News at 10 because so many people watch the videos. They've been viewed something like 7 or 8 million times all around the world now. Really, really, really unbelievably popular. But the best thing about them is I get sent drawings every single week that the children do. And what I really love about Draw with Rob is we all start off doing the same thing. You know, I literally show the children how to do a drawing step by step, but everyone's drawings look totally different, and I think that's the beauty of art. There is no right or wrong answer. It's a subjective thing, and you can't help but put a bit of yourself into your drawings. So all of these lovely, beautiful drawings are so nice to see, and it's lovely to see, especially at the beginning of the pandemic when it was a bit of a kind of anxious time, everyone was a little bit stressed. It was a really lovely thing to see so many happy children proudly holding their drawings aloft. This was a very, very special one. I don't suppose, did anyone do this one with me? The whale. Do you remember why this was a very special one? This was a world record drawing. We broke the world record for the largest ever online art class. We had, I think it was about 46,000 households joined in with me live. We reckon that's about 120,000 people all joined in with me to draw this blue whale back in May of 2020. And we broke the world record, so I'm super, super proud of that. And even today, when I'm out walking my dog around London, I sometimes see pictures of the blue whale sort of faded in the sun, stuck in people's windows. So I'm very, very proud of that. People said to me, "Can you do a Draw with Rob video every single day, please?" And I said, well, no, because I've got to write books in between doing the videos. So what I decided to do was make lots of activity books with lots of things in, like, what do we have? We have some educational things in there. This is where all the animals of the world come from. We had some puzzles in there, dot to dots, things like that. We also have some coloring pages, and we have some bits where I start the drawings off and the children have to finish the drawings. But of course, we also have lots of draw-alongs here with a nice frame for the children to do their drawings in. So the idea was, even though I couldn't put a video up every day, the children could still do a drawing every day if they used my activity books. So I think there's some of those outside there if that's the kind of thing that you might enjoy. But I thought, I can't come all the way to Dubai without doing a live episode of Draw with Rob with you guys. So what do you think? Should we do a drawing together? Yeah, should we do it? Aliens! There's no alien there. Right, okay, I've got some theme music. I'm going to play my Draw with Rob theme music. If you've been watching my videos, this will be very familiar. There we go. Okay, I need to turn this on, right? I'm going to turn this on. Let's see if this works on your screen. There we go. It's working. We're in. Brilliant. I don't know what I'd do if that didn't work. Right, okay, now, just in case you haven't done one of these videos with me before, this is how it works. Lots of people say to me, I'm no good at drawing, I am rubbish at drawing, I can't draw. And I say, well, that is rubbish, because everybody can draw. Some people just might need a little bit of help with the order that we do the drawing in. Now, that's where I come in. Because what we're going to do now, I'm going to break this drawing down into bite-sized pieces, okay? I'm just going to draw a little bit at a time. I might draw a little shape here, or a line here. Then I'm going to stop, and you're going to copy what I do. Now, don't worry if yours doesn't look exactly like mine. Again, there is no right or wrong answer with this. I want you to put your own character into this drawing. Just try and follow what I do, and hopefully at the end, we're all going to end up with something that we are super, super proud of. So, the first thing that I want you to do on your piece of paper is we are going to draw a rectangle right in the middle of our sheet of paper, and it's going to be a sort of long, thin one like that. So a long, thin rectangle right in the middle of our piece of paper. So a nice, easy start, right? Inside that rectangle, I want you to draw some little circles. Like this. Just enough to fill your rectangle. Oh, I wonder what we're drawing. It's exciting, isn't it? It's going to be a mystery. The next thing that I want you to do is, from the left-hand side of your rectangle, I want you to draw a vertical line, maybe about 5 centimeters tall. And I want you to do exactly the same on the right-hand side of your rectangle. So 2 vertical lines. Easy so far, right? Easy peasy. Then I want you to join these lines up, but we're going to join them up with a slight curve. So not a dead straight line, we're just going to do a slight curve like that. I wonder what we're drawing. Okay. Now, inside this shape that we have drawn here, sort of in the middle roughly, we are going to draw another curve, a bit like the big one we just drew, but a lot smaller, like that. And then from the left-hand side of that curve, we are going to go down, we're going to curve around to the right, we're going to head back out this way, and we're going to go past where we started, and we're going to curve up next to it, like that. So it's sort of a bit like it's sort of like a snail or something, isn't it? Then we are going to turn around, come straight back across here, go underneath that line, and then curve up at the end, like that. Starting to become a little bit clearer what we might be drawing. Not quite yet. Nearly there, nearly there. Okay, now, in this area here, the sort of the top right area of that funny shape we've just drawn, I want you to do a little curve like that. So we're going to sort of section off an area. And coming down from the bottom of that curve, we're just going to draw a little straight line like that. Nice and clear on my screen, jolly good. Then either side of that straight line, I want you to do 4 little tiny dots. Can you see what we're doing yet? Not quite. Somebody said dog. We might be drawing a dog. Okay, it is a dog, I will tell you that. We are going to draw a little too. So this is our dog's nose here. This is our dog's mouth. Let's give our dog a couple of little swirly-whirly nostrils there in his nose, like that. 2 little whoop, curves like that. And we're going to give our dog a nice pointy tooth sticking up from his mouth, like that. It's a bit fiddly, this one, isn't it? Still nice and easy, though. I can see yours. Very good down the front. Okay, we need to wake our dog up. We need to give our dog some eyes. So, to the right of this mouth and nose section, I want you to draw a circle, like that. You see, I've tucked mine in a little bit behind the mouth. And let's do another one on the other side here, sort of next to it. So the 2 eyes and the nose and mouth are in a nice straight line across the middle of our dog's head. Then inside this circle, I want you to do another circle. And then inside that, I want you to do another circle. And then inside that, I want you to do a tiny, tiny circle off up to one side, like that. And then we are just going to colour in around that tiny circle. And there we go. A nice eye for our doggy. Let's do the same on this side. Another circle, another circle, and a tiny circle, and we'll colour in around the tiny circle. And look, our dog is awake. Time to give our dog some ears. So there we go, a diagonal line that just sort of brushes the head, and then we're going to turn that into a triangle. We're going to go across the top, and we're going to come back down, like that. And that's going to be one of our doggy's ears. We're going to do the same on the other side. A diagonal line, we're going to go up, and we're going to come across. Nice big ears for our little doggy. Let's draw a little line that just connects the ears to the head, like that. So they're sort of floppy. Then we're going to give our dog some eyebrows. We're going to do like a little sort of rectangle up there towards the top of our dog's head, like that. Am I going too fast? Are we all right? Are we keeping up? Jolly good. We'll give our dog some little wrinkles on his forehead. This dog is called a pug dog. That's what we're drawing, a little pug dog. Let's give him a little tuft of hair up here on top of his head. We're nearly done now. The next thing to do is coming down from this first shape that we did, which was our dog's collar. I want you to do, well, first of all, we're going to come down our page. and then we're going to start curving around, and we're going to stop about there. So we're going to stop underneath our dog's left eye, right eye as we look. Then at the end of that curve, a little vertical line like that. We'll do another vertical line next to it. That's a little bit longer, just a tiny bit longer. Then we go across the bottom and we curve up. We make a little leg for our dog, like that. Then let's carry our tummy on all the way here, so we're about level with the end of the collar. And we're going to do exactly the same again. We're going to do another little leg, like that. But this time we're going to go all the way up, and we're going to join it up with the other side of the collar. How many legs does a dog have, usually? 4. So we need to add 2 more legs. So we're going to put one of them here, like that. And can you see I've just drawn that one slightly higher up, because that makes it look like it's in the distance, you see. And we'll do the same here. And look, our little doggy is suddenly standing up. 2 more things to do, 3 more things to do. Add some little claws to our dog. The tail, we need to do the tail. First of all, we're going to add some little claws. 3 little lines on each foot, like that. And the tail is my favorite thing to do with a pug dog. Because over here, near his bottom, I want you to do a little swirl. And that is our pug dog's tail. Now, you guys, when you get home, you can colour yours in. I haven't got time to colour mine now, but I'm going to show you a very, very cool artist's trick. And if you do this, people will think you are a professional artist. Take your pencil next to your dog's feet. I'm using a little paintbrush here. I'm cheating a bit. But next to your dog's feet, just add a little bit of scribble off to each side of each foot. Just a little bit of sort of scribbliness. And it will look like your dog is casting a shadow. And it just makes your drawing look a bit 3-dimensional. And it's a really easy thing to do. You just add a bit of scribble next to the feet, coming out each side. And people will be like, whoa, you are a professional. The final thing we need to do here, very important, sign your drawing. We need to let everybody know who has created this wonderful work of art. When you've done that, I want you to hold your drawing up so that I can see it. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that one. Fabulous. Brilliant. Very good. Very, very, very good. Excellent work. Oh, our alien friend here in the second row has done a super job. Of course he has. He's an alien. He's got superpowers. Brilliant there. Wow. How old are you, young man? 6. And you can already draw better than me. That is not fair. That is not what was meant to happen here. You're making it look too easy. You've got to stop that. That's very good. Amazing. Wow, you're all so talented. I can see some of them at the back. If you come and see me afterwards when we're doing the signing, you can show me your drawings and I can have a proper look. Wow, so many talented artists. You guys are so good. Ooh. Right. I wonder if we can go back to my slides now. How long have we got? We've got 10 minutes. That's perfect. So I have shown you all how to draw a little pug dog. And that little pug dog is the star of the last story that I am going to read to you today, which is called Dog Gone. Can you see our friend up there that we have just drawn? It's easy, isn't it? This drawing lark is easy peasy. The what? Oh yeah, the diamond. You are right. You are right. I forgot to show you how to draw the diamond. Well, you guys, you can add the little diamond to the collar, and maybe in the little diamond, you can give your dog a name. Call your dog whatever you want. My dog, in my story, is called Teddy, which is short for Edward. And this story is all about a dog who gets lost. But I am telling this story from the dog's point of view, because has anyone here got a dog at home? Some of you have got a dog at home. Well, I don't know about you guys, but you know I've got a dog called Ringo, not toothpaste, Ringo, that's my one. And I know we say that we own the dogs, but actually, I think it's the other way round. I think the dogs own the humans. So this story, Doggone, I am telling from the dog's point of view. And so it's not the dog that gets lost in the park, it's the human. Are you ready? I will begin. Here we go. I'm Edward Pugglesworth. How do you do? And this is the house where I live with my crew. There's Foxy, Lord Squeakerton, Hot Dog, the bears, and Dave, my pet human. I keep him upstairs. He's not too much trouble. He's tidy and neat. He plays with his ball, and he eats the odd treat. I love my pet human. He's loyal and true. But sometimes I think that I should have got two. Poor old Dave there. He doesn't have any brothers or sisters. He hasn't got anyone to play with, so he's playing cards on his own. And Teddy the pug thinks maybe that Dave, his human, is a little bit lonely. And now for our story. I'll always remember that crisp autumn day at the end of September. I woke Dave at 8 with a good morning bark and took him straight out for his walk in the park. The air cooled our breath as we kicked through the leaves. We bumped into Shadow. We said hi to Jeeves. We nodded to Heron, gave Rabbit a wave. And then we both froze, and I hid behind Dave. For there, in the shed by the merry-go-round, they say that a terrible troll can be found. With fur-covered face and huge eyes of bright green, he loves chasing dogs with his eating machine. My heart was a flutter, a leaf on the breeze as we crept past the shed through the dark, twisted trees. And then we both ran just as fast as we could, and we didn't stop running till Cherry Tree Wood. Relieved, we decided to play with Dave's ball. And that's when we noticed the rain start to fall. A rumble of thunder, the wind gathered speed. It's home time, I woofed, and put Dave on his lead. We set off at pace, but the storm came in fast, and then, by the bench, I felt something zoom past. 2 squirrels, a flurry of grey, white and black. Oh, your acorns, I shouted. You've dropped them, come back. I picked up the nuts and began to give chase. I flew through those woods like a rocket through space. Alas, I could not catch that squirrely pair. So I turned to my human, but Dave wasn't there. I retraced my steps. Where on earth did he go? I bumped into Heron, but she didn't know, and neither did Rabbit. He hadn't a clue. I'd lost my pet human. What was I to do? I ran to the bandstand. I circled the pond. I looked through the woods and the meadow beyond. Then finally, with a cold feeling of dread, I went back to check out the scary troll shed. I pushed with my nose and the door opened wide. I took a deep breath and I tiptoed inside. And there, in the darkness, an awful surprise, for looking straight at me were 2 bright green eyes. My hackles shot up, and with trembling knees, I ran from the shed through the dark, twisted trees. I zigged and I zagged. I could hear him behind me. I needed to hide where that troll wouldn't find me. But then, a dead end. I was trapped in between the fence and the terrible eating machine. My legs turned to jelly. My thoughts were a muddle. And then the troll grabbed me and gave me a cuddle. "Hello there," he said. "Oh, what a handsome young fellow. I've seen you before with that chap dressed in yellow. Oh dear, have you lost him? Well, that just won't do. Fear not, little doggy. I'll find him for you." We rode his machine to the place that sells tea. And there was my human, as safe as can be, a whirlwind of huggles and licks and embraces. Kindness, it's found in the strangest of places. He wasn't a horrible troll after all, was he? He was just a nice, kind park keeper who helped Teddy find his human. And so, dearest reader, our story ends here. A day of adventure, new friendships, and cheer. Have fun in the park. But I do recommend that you keep a close eye on your two-legged friend. Oh, and there we go. That is the end. That is our final story. Thank you. Thank you very much. So there we go. Now listen, I've had such a nice time talking to all of you today. I've loved seeing your drawings. You've been very patient. I've been talking for a long time, haven't I? Talking about myself for a long time. So thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you had fun drawing with me. I hope you enjoyed the stories. I think I'm going to be sitting out there somewhere if you want to come and get your book signed and show me your pictures and that sort of thing. And hopefully I'll be back soon. In the meantime, guys, I want you to remember that every single pencil is a magic wand. There is magic inside every single one. So keep on drawing. And also, I want you to remember to keep an eye out for aliens. See you all soon. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much, Rob. That was absolutely spellbinding. Just like to say thank you to you, the audience, for being here, the AV team and the volunteers, our founding partner, Dubai Culture, our title sponsor, Emirates Airline, the session sponsors, who are Dubai Tourism. We hope to see you back here tomorrow when Rob will be back on stage doing Draw with Rob. And in the meantime, he is indeed signing his books outside in the lobby. Thanks ever so much for coming, and I hope you had as good a time as I did. It was brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.